Hi guys, today's practice will be dedicated towards warming up our joints, warming up our shoulder girdle and hips, and do a bit of stretches as well as some strengthening standing pose, and we will end up with the relaxation at the end. So hopefully you will enjoy it, and let's start. So today we will start from this breathing exercise for a few minutes. So find the comfortable position. You can use the cushion for that, or you can use the block to bring your hips up if you live in a slightly tighter body. Otherwise, you just can sit, and sit bones are grounded towards your mat. Lift your spine up. Keep the shoulder resting on the chest. Keep your neck long, chin slightly dipped. You can place the hands on your knees or on your belly, whichever is comfortable. You can close your eyes and just bring the awareness from outside world to your inner self. Your thoughts might be racing around. It's totally fine. For today, you will set up intention to devote this time for yourself. Whichever happens, happens. Just try to be present and slowly start to be aware of the breathing process of your inhale and exhale. Don't try to alter the frequency of breath or the depths of the breath. Just simply be the observer, as if you are witnessing the process that happens to you. So it's a slow inhale and exhale. You will notice on an inhale your belly will expand and rise, and on exhale it will drop down. Place with the feeling for the few cycles if you wish. And inhale. The thoughts intrude during this breathing process. It's totally fine. That's how our brain works. Just gently, when you notice that the thoughts distracted you, caught yourself on this thought, and gently bring yourself back to the breathing. You might notice the rhythmical process. Every inhale has its peak, its middle and the end. And then exhale, the same thing. Breathing happens in a circle. Like waves in the ocean, they are coming and go. And you are simply sitting on a shore observing the process. You will notice a pause between the inhale and exhale. So it's an inhale, small pause, and then exhale and pause. Before you will start to grasp the breath again. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause again. Now bringing yourself back to the class, to today's practice. Slowly open your eyes and welcome. Okay, so for the first warm-up, we will spread our feet and then we will do some warm-up of our ankle joints. So again, maintain the length of the spine and we'll do the rotation of the ankles. So first we'll rotate to the right 6 times and to the left 6 times. Now we'll do opposite direction 6 times. And to the same direction, to the middle of the line 6. Now paddle in the one leg at a time. So spreading the toes while flexing the toes of the other leg and then doing the vice versa on the other leg. Do 8 times of each. That will warm up our joints and stretching the muscles of the ankles. 6, 7, 8. And a few times open, like spreading the toes as the fins of the fish. Nice. Coming back to the center again. 2, 3, and the last one, 4. Now lift the right knee, bring the right foot to the ground, and we'll do like circle with the knee. That will warm up the knee joint, keeping the spine nice and long. 6, 7, 8, and bring it back. Now lifting the left knee, and again circling the motion with the knee to the front. 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread the leg down. Lift the 2 feet together and hold your feet and then make them meet together. So the knees goes apart as if the feet are like the bind of the book. So we'll hold, wrap your fist around and take a hold of your feet for the more support. And imagine your knees as a butterfly wings. And we will warm up our hips joints. Remember to keep the spine nice and long. Don't round yourself, don't collapse in the spine, but try to keep it nice and long. Okay, and now we'll finish. Bring your knees together, place the feet on the floor, and now we'll do this exercise for further warming up our hips as if our legs are the wipers of the car. So we will do 8 of those to each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And bring yourself to the center. Now we'll move into our all 4 position. Okay, coming onto all 4 position or tabletop position, keeping our spine neutral. Try to imagine as if you are holding some plate on your back and trying not to drop it. So the wrists are just below the shoulder line and the fingers are widely spread and the knees just below the hips. So we'll do a couple of rounds of cat and cow. So on an inhale, we are squeezing the lumbar spine, releasing abdominal muscle, and lift the head towards the ceiling. And on exhale, rounding our back as the cat, pressing the feet to the floor. Our spine is extended. Again, inhale, release the belly, squeeze the lumbar spine, look up. Exhale, round your back. Can exaggerate the exhalation. Inhale and exhale. 3 more times. Inhale, squeeze the spine, look up. Exhale, round. Again, inhale. Exhale. And the last one. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. And come back to neutral. After doing this cat and cow, we'll stretch a little bit to the side. So inhale, we expanding our chest, and exhale, shift the weight to the right hip while looking through this left shoulder. Feeling this nice stretch through this waistline to the right. Come back to the center. Again, inhale, deepen the breath, and on exhale, shifting the weight to the left while looking through this right shoulder. Couple of those. Inhale, exhale, looking to the left. Come into the center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come back to the center. Bring yourself up to the kneeling position. Lift your arms up and lift them. Bring the elbow to the shoulder line. Bringing these hands to the cactus position. Again, the pelvis in to protect your lower back from compression. And holding this cactus arm. Inhale and rotate to the left. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, again inhale. Exhale into the right. Keep the shoulders nice and strong. Bring yourself to the center. We'll do 4 on each side. To the left. Come to the center and exhale to the right. Inhale, left. Right. Left. And the last one to the right. Now we are spreading our left leg back, staying on the right knee, and do some sways to the front and back a few times. That will stretch our calf muscle and warm up the ankle and foot joints. Shift your weight on the left hip while swaying the left calf muscle to the side. Spread your right leg to the end of the mat and bring your right hand up towards the ceiling, stretching through the all right side of the body. It's a beautiful lateral stretch through the right side of the body. Again, your all muscles are engaged. Look towards the ceiling. Keep the muscle nice and engaged. Radiate through the core. And bring yourself back. Now lift your arms up. And now Spread your left leg to the side, your arms up to the ceiling, and again, now we are bending towards our left side, so again it's a stretch through this right upper body. Inhale, find this space, and exhale, go to this space. Maintain the look, aiming towards the ceiling. Remember, don't strain the neck muscle if you can't keep, if it's hard to maintain this look, just keep it down. Listen to your body and come back to the center. Now we'll do the opposite side. So bring yourself back again to the tabletop and spread this right foot back and just sway to this front and back a couple of times, stretching this, feeling the stretch of the calf muscle and all joints of the ankle and toe, foot are warming up as well. And the last one. Okay, now bring the right knee to the left and then shift the weight to this right hip and sway the left calf muscle to the side. Spread this left foot back and lift your left arm and stretch it over your head, coming into this nice lateral stretch. Feeling this all side, left side of the body, upper body, and the down side as well, stretching. Muscles are engaged. Stay there and breathe through these poses. Never hold the breath. And bring yourself back to the tabletop. Keep your knees together. Now lift your arms up, standing like kneeling, and then spread your right foot to the side. Lift your hands up and bend to your right, stretching through this left side of the body. Keep the core engaged, pelvis tucked in, and inhale, and on exhale go to this bend. Find this stretch through the upper body and breathe and smile and bring yourself back. And now place your hands on the mat and bring your hips towards the ground, coming into child position for a moment. Give yourself rest. Now lift your hips slightly up, and now we are sliding down to the cobra, so it's a chin, chest, and the hips are the last that are touching the floor. Keep the elbows by your sides, by your body, so the wrists are just below the shoulder line and the elbows tucked in. Inhale and exhale, pressing the mat against and rolling the shoulder up. If you stay in this high, that's totally fine. It depends on the individual flexibility and ability of this spine structure, so don't worry. Exhale, come back. Now we'll do the next thing. Inhale, taking the breath, and exhale, lift your left leg off the floor. Keep the muscles engaged and bring it back. Now we'll do the opposite leg. So inhale and exhale, lift the right leg off the floor. Muscles are strong and engaged, and to the floor. Now spread your hands to the sides, and on the next inhale we are lifting both legs and hands off the floor. So inhale and exhale like a star, and keep your muscles engaged, and pelvis or the abdominal muscles are pressing against the floor. the more you pressing down, the more strength you have. And stay there for a few breaths. Don't hold the breath while you are in a pose. Keep your neck nice and long. Keep your gaze down to the floor. And exhale, bring yourself back to the mat. And now curl your toes and lift your knee, lift your hip up, bringing yourself to the first downward dog. So while as if you are trying to press and to the floor and place the hips to the imaginary shelf behind you. So you're ideally, not ideal, there is no ideal in yoga because everyone has its own ideal, but usually in a classical book, the downward dog reminds inverted V shape. So don't worry, just try your best. Everyone's shoulders and hips are different. So you can keep this bend in your knee if it's hard to straighten them. If you're living in high hamstrings, totally fine. Try to keep this, again, and don't forget to spread your fingers and press the floor from yourself to find the more strength in the pose. And slowly you can paddle a little bit with your feet. Try to keep these ears away from your hands. You can do this side stretch. Bring yourself to the center. Opposite side to the center. And again, bring your knee to the floor and we'll slide down again. Uncurl your toes and slide down to the chin, chest and hips. At the last one, keep the elbows tucked in, and on next exhale, on inhale and creating the space in the chest, and in exhale we are pushing the floor from us and coming into cobra. This time you might find that your spine is more warmed up and it will allow you to go further, but it's totally fine if it doesn't, so stay there. And then slowly roll yourself back to the floor. Well, now, inhale, we are finding the space. On exhale, move your fingers to the side, and on exhale, we are stretching and lifting. Do this like a side cobra through this right side of the body. Nice. And then bring yourself back to the center. Again, inhale, and exhale, we are moving the hands to the right and lifting yourself up to the left. To the right, sorry, feeling the stretch through this left upper body. And come back to the center. Okay, curling the toes again. Lift the knees and hips off the floor, come into the downward facing dog. This time you might find that your heels are closer to the mat. Stay there. Now swaying to the plank position. So we are rolling and coming to the plank, keeping the shoulders above the wrist. The hips are nice and long. The spine is neutral. Staying strong. Now again, lift your hips up, come into the downward dog. Now lift your right leg up to the ceiling, come into three-legged dog, and then bring your foot between your hands, coming into warrior two position. So we are shifting the left leg 45-degree angle and lift the left arm, rolling up to warrior two. Remember, this hip perpendicular to the ground. The hips are facing to this long side of the mat, and the hands are spread widely from your armpits in a one nice strong line. Stay in there for a few breaths. Nice. Don't hold the breath and smile. It's beautiful. Warrior 2. Now roll your palms face into the ceiling and bring your left hand behind your spine and bend back to this peaceful warrior. Feeling this nice stretch again through this right side. And again, bring yourself back. Now straight your knee and shorten the distance between your legs. And maintaining the same position. So now spread your hands again, shift the weight to this left hip, and as if you're trying to touch the wall in front of you, go to the front until you can't go any further, and then windmill with your left hand to the ceiling while bringing the right hand towards the right shin. Maintaining the gaze to the ceiling. Again, try to maintain this nice space between your right thigh and your right side of the body. Keeping the muscles engaged, keep your core engaged, and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And bring yourself back to the center. Now bring your hands to the mat and join your right foot to the left. Come into the downward dog again. Nice relaxation. Now lift your left leg up to the ceiling, coming into a three-legged dog. And then bring your left foot between your hands and shift your right foot 45-degree angle and windmill towards your warrior 2. Again, remember, don't let your knee go beyond the ankle. Create a nice 90-degree angle, keeping the hips towards in the same line with the long line of the yoga mat, and your shoulder are sitting nicely on the ribs. Breathing through this pose. Now bring your palms facing to the ceiling and bring your right hand behind your back and reaching over your head with the left. Come into this peaceful warrior, feeling this nice stretch through this left side of your upper body. And bring yourself back to the center. Now straight your left knee, short your distance between the legs, and we'll do the triangle to the opposite side. So shift the weight on this right hip. Now spread your hands from the armpits, and on inhale, creating the space in the rib cage. Exhale, trying to reach the wall in front of you. And then on the next exhale, we are windmill with the hands, bringing the right hand towards the ceiling and left towards the left shin, creating this nice triangle pose with our body, grounded through these four corners of the feet. Stay in there for the breath or two. Creating this space between this left thigh and the left side of the body. And now bring yourself up. Place the hands to the mat. Join the left foot towards the right, coming to the downward facing dog. And then slowly walk yourself back. Walk yourself to the front of the mat, keeping the feet hip width distance apart. Staying in this nice fold forward. And then slowly start to roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Coming into standing mountain pose. Keeping this pelvis neutral. Kneecaps lifted. Core engaged. Shoulders are sitting on a rib cage. Palms facing towards the front. Neck is long. Chin slightly dipped. And feeling this powerful pose. Facing the light. Now lift your arms up to the ceiling and then slowly start to bend your knee and bring in the hips towards the floor, coming into squat position. Don't stuck your bum, but keep it nice and long, which will protect your lumbar spine further. And slowly, with control, we are coming to the floor. Try not to lose this control in your muscle. And finally, we can bring our bum on the floor and spread our legs. Keeping your hands behind your back, we will lift the left leg off the floor and bring it back. And then the right leg off the floor and back. One more time. Left leg, back, and the right one, and back. Now shift the weights back slightly, lift your knees and bring your feet off the floor, coming into nice boat position. So in a boat position, again, don't try to round your spine, but rather keep it nice and long. If you'll find you need to keep this knees bended, totally fine. Otherwise, you can try to straighten it if it's allowing you to do so. I will, for today, stick it like bended. And then slowly bring yourself. Now slowly spread your hands in front of you and slowly rolling back on our mat. Trying to do it with control. And finding yourself lying on the floor. Lift your knees so your feet are just below your knee. And the hands are facing, the palms facing to the floor and pressing against the mat. So it would be used as the leverage to bring your hips up to the bridge pose. So we inhale and exhale, bringing the hips up towards the ceiling, trying to aim the hip bones to the ceiling. Your shoulders are quite flexible. You can roll it underneath your body and keep it this way. Well, try to keep the knees not too much open apart, but rather pigeon toe, as if you are trying to hold the imaginary block or ball between your knees. Your sternum aiming towards your head. Your neck is nice and long. Stay there for a few breaths. You can remember, you can always use the hands with the arms facing to the yoga mat. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, as if you are trying to stretch yourself long, roll your spine back to the floor. Bring your knees to the chest and we'll do the happy baby pose. So grab your toes with your hands and keep the knees apart. Just roll yourself to the left and right, swaying like the happy baby, swaying carelessly and happily, massaging our lower back, giving it a rest. Now bring your knees together and rotate, roll the knees to one side. Whichever side you will pick would be fine. Eight times. 7, 8, and then to another side. 2, doing this nice sensation of the muscles being relaxed. Now bring your feet to the ground and spread them, straight your legs and spread them apart so the feet are facing to the different direction, and bring your hands on the floor with the palms facing upwards. Close your eyes. And at the beginning of our class, we'll start to turn in to our inner self, feeling our heart pumping and racing. After this workout, you can place your hands on the belly and the chest, feeling this rising and dropping sensation of the belly. Starting to be aware of our own breath. Thanking yourself for today's practice. If you feel you need to stay in this pose for longer, you're totally free to do that. That's your time. Otherwise, start to be aware about the environment around you, the sounds that you might hear, the noises. Then slowly open your eyes, roll on your left side, and slowly lift yourself up. And that would be it.